Let's talk about what we just did. Zeroed the rifle at 100 yards, reset everything. I had a 4-foot level downrange. I checked tracking on the scope to make sure it was going correctly. It followed the level, everything was good. We then got dope from 200 to 1,000 yards. Center hit. Center hit. And recorded everything. 200.3, 1,000 7.4, 800 5.3, 500 2.5, and so on. Our conditions stayed relatively the same. Our wind fluctuated a little bit. We had a drop go down to 3, but we kept that 7 to 9 in the high zone. As well, our temperature climbed to 72. So we only went from 68 to 72. Not a big jump. We recorded everything. We have our lab radar set up that was getting all kinds of information. Interesting, our high on the lab radar was 2919. Our low, 2811. Our average, 2884. Now, here's the thing. 47 shots were recorded. We recorded 47 shots to go from 100 to 1,000. We had a standard deviation of 21, which is big. Our extreme spread was 108. That's huge. Working up, we get a first round hit at 1,000. We did something different because I want to show the human factor here. I hit the center dot, center punch that orange dot. I mean, there's almost equal space around it from the prone. Then I went to a bench and I did not employ any kind of recoil management. I just let it fly off the bench. I hit almost 3/4 of an inch high and slightly left. There's a variation because of me and my position change, and that I didn't use recoil management. Recoil management is what makes one person shoot one way and another person shoot another way. Recoil management is why some people have one answer with software and another answer with software. Even though the rifles can be the same, ammunition could be the same. It's all about recoil management. I went from that to that. There's the difference. 3/4 of an inch at 100 yards just from me. So now let's talk about something else. Going out to distance. I had wind, let's call it 7 miles an hour for an average. I recorded that information. I had my elevation, so I was center punching all those targets all the way out. I have my data for environmentals. That includes spin drift, crosswind jump, Coriolis. That includes everything that I would need. I don't have to add it in later because it's in there. I've already added it to my dope and I have that dope recorded. Now I'm going to take that dope that I shot and I'm going to line my computer up with it. That's going to put those figures into the computer already. I'm not doubling up on them. Now that might be controversial. That might be something that somebody says, well, I'm not sure how that works. And I'm acknowledging they all exist. They're all there. But I have them in my numbers. I'm already using them. I don't need to add on top of it. That's my point. When I argue this and people are adding extra to it, I'm saying I shot in a 7-mile-an-hour wind when I zeroed and I doped my rifle. I added my elevation. I took all those factors into account when I center punched the target. So it's there. My variation from one thing to another is going to be a lot smaller now because I added it into my dope. So I don't need to play with these numbers because the values are so far reduced. It's within my accuracy level. And I just showed you I can make a 3/4 inch variation at 100 yards just by going from prone to sitting on a bench and not using recoil management. So that's telling you the shooter can put so much into it. What do we think we do with this trigger? Why do you think guys need to add a little extra windage to their zero? I use 2/10 of wind to zero this rifle. So elevation got lined up, and for my windage, and there's wind out today, I use 2/10 of a mil to bring my zero in to hit the center of a 1/4 MOA dot. That's it. I know some people who use whole mil values. That's because they're adding a little bit of them to the figure. So think about that. Now we need to do the job of going back and lining up all this data we collected to the computer. Took me about an hour, 47 shots. I have a 0 to 1,000 yard data. I didn't waste any time or energy, even though I ran back and forth to video all this. It's something that I did in an hour's range session. So think about that, and then we'll move forward.